Hello and welcome. Today I'm back to my Art Mischief signature, and I have just this last spread to work on, and I'm going to do a double spread. But I thought I would share this backstory for preparing and finding my inspiration bits. I went into the drawer marked pink, red, orange collage pieces, and I pulled these. Let me share them with you. This is the focal or the inspiration. I'm probably still, as you can see, in my autumnal mode, so this inspired me. That's the first. This one definitely inspired me. Do these two work together? Absolutely. Then, for some reason, this little handful of flowers, well, I don't know why, but this inspired me also. The colors again in here, for some reason, either all or part of this. This next inspired me. So we have that one, this, and this bird, and this piece of jelly printed paper on mixed media paper. I was just learning how to do this years and years ago. This is probably the best part of 4 years old, and as you can see, I've been nipping at it. So this I thought was perfect for these pages, and then this I cut up an envelope that I received in the mail here. So now my next step before I move on is to audition these bits and pieces on the spread itself. But before I do that, I have to deal with getting this out, and I think some fussy cutting on this. So I will save you that bit of agony, and I will be back when I've liberated this bird and maybe part of this one and all of this. Well, I've been cutting and laying out bits, and I certainly used all of the contents of these three pieces. And now, I don't know why these sunflowers just have to be there, but hey, they do, I think. And everything else is hard-edged, and I just need something soft-edged here. Maybe. Not feeling this yet. No, I'm not. I think I'll have a look in here. Let's see if there might just be something that might work. Let me take out the yellows. See what might be there. Maybe. Oh, maybe. 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 Oh, maybe. And no. Well, some more maybes. Let's think about this now. Just need some soft edges. Yes, I do. This guy has to be over here. Hard edge. No, thank you. Well, now that seems to be telling a story, and I'm starting to be really ready to listen to this story now. This was used on my fall journal. These were my acrylic attempts to define the focal picture that was on front of it. Let's see what happens. Maybe nothing. Whoa. Not. Soften up these edges. Here, 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 and I have a new toy I've been wanting to play with, so this is going to be its maiden voyage. Okay. On sale on Tuesday morning. And it's a nice size. Do I know what to do with this? No, I don't, but I'm going to. Oh no, please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. Do I have issues with these contraptions? Yes, I do. Well, when all else fails. Well, I guess I'm just too thick to figure out how to make that contraption work. So that's set aside for the eyeball of my husband, because I don't get into that kind of craziness anymore. So I'm feeling as though the story is there. I have some soft edges on both pages, some colors that make me happy. Now I'm going to take a photo of this so that I can get it together again, and then clear off and see what's going to be underneath all of this before I apply the collage. Later, I will be back. Well, I have had an opportunity to go out and do some errands and have a think while driving, and I've decided I'm going to lay some of my Grumbacher watercolors as background, and then work up from there. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but I do know that I want to cover these sheets with some colors, and the best way I think to do that, to let them run together and do their thing, is to use watercolors. And I'm not going to use my top of the line. I'm going to use my Happy paints that I keep here. I know that they work. I know how to handle them, and the coverage will certainly be wonderful for background. Okay, let me get some. What's happening there? Oh, yes, ribbon. Let me remove that ribbon. Okay. Now I have my picture of the collage story in front of me on my tablet, and I'm thinking there's so much blue over there. I'm going to start out by bringing some blue over to this side. And I'm going to want quite a light bit of coverage with the blue. And if any of the palette colors mix in with it, then, well, that will be just fine. I'm not going to water this paper down too much to start, because I don't want to let the buckling get out of hand. After all, this is Canson watercolor and paper, and I use it often, but this is not going to handle too terribly much water before it really starts to buckle. Now there's a lot of yellow on this side, so I'm going to use a little bit of this. I'm also going to add a little bit of this purple to the background. Let these two mingle. And I think a bit of this turquoise might do nicely over here. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after I get the colors on here, but I'm going to hope for the best, knowing that at least it's not a stark white. And I'm thinking a little bit of yellow might not hurt either. Let's have a little of that. Why not? It should play fairly nicely with everything except this purple. Okay. So, some colors over there. And now over here, I'm going to bring some more of that yellow and start it up here. So down this side a bit. And a little bit of this blue, because when they meet they'll turn green, which is a good thing. You'll notice the line here, it was maintained because of the dyeing quality, the strength of the pigment of the dyeing, and almost becomes a dye in the purple family. As you can see, I'm going to have to do some mechanical drying there now. Want some more of this turquoise to work over here, maybe in this area. And just a little bit more of this paler yellow over here. Oh, that's a nice one. I believe that's cadmium. The first one I think was a lemony yellow. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I certainly would not be surprised if I didn't add just a little bit of, I might add some acrylic to this. I don't know. Maybe, maybe. So, a background has been looked at, and now some drying, and I'll have another think. I'm thinking I'm starting to see a picture, and it involves the flowers. Let me let this gel while I'm drying. Well, I've picked my old standby as underpinning for those pieces of collage, and I have picked these colors, Ceramcoat All, Sunshine, Blue Heaven, Tropic Bay Blue, and Tree Frog. I'm going to put some green over on this side a little bit to delineate some, drag some green from the right page to the left. And I think we'll just, I want it to be mottled. All right. And this one also. And down here. And some down here. Just a little bit more on this one. And now I'm going to go in. Let me think now. Thinking I'm going to stay with this because I can always go over it, add another color if necessary. Let's see what's happening. Ah, yes. And this one. Okay, I'm going to stop now for a bit and think about this other side. Under the bird, I want some background chatter here, but not nothing strong. And I think this might just be what the doctor ordered for this. All right, I'm going to start out with some light blue. Underlining the word light. Not much here. Good. Good. And maybe just a touch of Tropic Bay Blue here. What's happening? Yes. Now this is down by the bird's tails. I want that to be there, but not shouting at me. even though I'm probably going to cover up some of this. In fact, I'm definitely going to cover up some of it. There's an awful lot of yellow on this side, so I'm going to just put a little dabby of sweet pea. Light purple down here. Let's have a little bit of this down here. A little bit of that purple right up here. Right up here. Now, on this side, we have those heavyweight flowers from this piece of the collage. And let's see what happens on this side. Oh yes. Oh yes. Now, I'm going to do some more leaves and some of these flowers over here, but I'm going to change, I think I'm going to change the color of the green a little bit, the shade of green. I'm going to go to my old standby Stone Wedge Green. Love this color. Okay, Stone Wedge Green it is. Now, so much of this is going to be covered up, but I'm going to need whoa, 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 whoa. No, don't go off. Okay, I'm going to plunk down because they'll probably be covered. So plunking is a good thing at this point. I'm going to plunk a little bit of green in here. Yes. And just a little bit in this area. This would be really quite a task to do if I didn't have that picture sitting right in front of me here so that I get an idea of where things might be happening or not. And maybe Maybe something over here. It will be quite covered, but I like the idea of the shape being there. All right, where do we stand now? This is going to certainly be a character builder, getting this loosey-goose piece of collage down. All right. Some flowers over here. Some sunshine yellow, yes. And also, because of the color over here, I want to bring it to the other side. Just a hint, I don't want it to be too loud. So sunshine yellow, and that, and a little bit of the Tropic Bay. Yes. Okay. Alrighty, now I'm going to put down flowers here. Some of, or not many, or a lot will show, doesn't really matter, through after the collage is put down. But I'm going to work here, here, with this, the same way I worked over here. And I'm probably going to glue down the pieces of collage, because you certainly don't need to watch that process for the 5,000th time. So, I'm off. I'm working now with a brown Stabilo oil pencil to attach this flower motif to the paper, because it was floating. And nothing like Stabilo oil, either in black or brown or dark blue, to do the job of laying down the piece of collage. It depends on how much water you put here as to what amount of shading, or as I call it, digging in, that you can achieve. And if it's too much, you can always spread it out a bit, or tap tap. I always seem to have a piece of paper towel glued to my left hand. So as you can see, something that simple has pushed that right down. Now, this, and her, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it in the same color, I don't think. So maybe my very, very fine Muji 0.25, and with a very light touch, and not done as careful outlining, but just adding a statement that shows that you realize that there is a piece of collage here. And around this hard edge, I'm going to be even more helter-skelter about this. Okay, on to thinking about this page now. Since there are black lines here, I think I'm going to stay with them, but here I'm going to be a little bit more dramatic about it. Emoji for these soft edge pieces. Only only one of those over here, so here we go. No, not a... this to be a little bit heavier. So I'm going to use a Faber-Castell Pitt Pen F. And here again I'm just working on attaching these bits of collage. I don't know what's going to happen next. And some of Big Bird's body lines are going to be picked out here. Okay, now that has set this down a little bit, but now I can stop looking at the collage bits and look at the background. Well, while I'm looking, I'm going to add a frame around the edge. Well, playing at the end of this has been just so much fun and relaxing. I do hope that you have enjoyed my, excuse me, last spread in this signature. There are many, many things going on here, with many things to look at. Not too much room to let the eyes rest, but sometimes that's a good thing. If you have enjoyed watching my process, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with a friend, and I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Bye now.